Welcome to the Link Building Show, episode 4. In this episode, we're going to talk about how to find great ideas for digital PR. Ideas are the foundation of any PR story and of any link building activity that we do. And I've got Oakley here with me, who we're going to just have a nice chat about how to find the best ideas and how to get some inspiration for digital PR stories. So welcome to the show, Oakley.
Thanks for having me.
Is this your first time? Your first time, right?
It's my first time on the show, yeah.
So let's talk about what do you think are the best ways to find ideas for link building, for PR stories?
Yeah, so one of my favorite ways is going on to have a look at online publications, see which stories take your interest. So have a look and see which ones stand out to you and you think, oh, I would actually click on that and read that. And then what I tend to do is I read through those and think like, oh, take a little bit of inspiration from that. So what have they done well in that? So is there something about the methodology that they've done well? And then you can take inspiration from that and use that in your own work.
Online publication, you mean like news websites, right?
Yes.
Like the Guardian or like the Express, right? Is that what you mean?
So my favourite to look at is Time Out. I think they've got some really creative campaigns that they pick up, and they tend to pick up quite a different range of stuff. So you sort of have more chance of getting posted there, I think.
I'll do that. I'll use that. I'm always looking at the Express, all of these kind of like tabloids. But Time Out is good because it gives you more like niche variety, right?
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What would you say your favourite ways of finding?
My favourite ways
stories
are, I think I'm a bit cheeky, and I'm a big fan of previous campaigns. Looking at previous campaigns that worked out well in the past, let's say a year ago, and just look at how can you redo the same campaign with a different angle, even if it's been done by another company, by another agency. I think that's my favorite way of coming out with ideas. Just look at something that has been successful 1 or 2 years ago. It doesn't matter if it's already been done before, because guess what? Whether you intentionally do it or not, you will almost always redo a previous campaign.
Yeah.
Some idea, like your idea, has probably been done before.
Yeah.
And why not just go for the recipe and just look at what worked in the past and just redo it with your angle, with your own data. And if it's been covered by other publications, it will likely be covered by your publication as well. So that's one way of kind of finding ideas, looking at like popular websites who they're doing digital PR campaigns, and just look at like their previous coverage of that brand name.
Yeah, that's true, because oftentimes when you redo that campaign, for example, with new data, say a couple of years later, the figures are going to have changed. So
exactly,
you could have completely different results, which give you a completely different
100%.
headline. So yeah, it could be a completely different story.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. So do you have any other kind of ways of getting ideas, or?
Yeah, so one other way that I was sort of using recently is having a look at recent data sets that have come out. So sometimes if you know that ONS have released a data set today, for example, you could go and have a look at that data, be one of the first people to sort of dig through, have a look and see what, if there's anything you can pick out of that seems interesting that you think you could generate a story from. And then that's one way to sort of figure out a story first and then potentially like pitch that to a client, see whether they'd be interested in that.
Absolutely. That's really good. You can even set up alerts on ONS, right? Whenever a data set comes out, you will be alerted via email, like, hey, we've got this new data set, and then you can immediately jump on the trend, which is great.
Yeah. What about you? Have you got any other?
I think another good thing to do is setting up a tweet deck and setting up streams for the niches where your clients are in. I think that's a very good way to always have an inspiration of like the latest kind of trends in the industry, and I think that's another good way to get some good inspiration. And always have like a screen in your office or at your desk that's got like a tab open with TweetDeck. By the way, if you don't know what TweetDeck is, just look at just Google it, TweetDeck, and then you see it's a really powerful, not so well known tool. I think many people are not aware of it, but it's a really useful tool.
Yeah, just to build on that as well, LinkedIn is also a really good way of finding campaigns. The amount of times that I've seen campaigns being shared by the PR agencies or the PR professionals.
Just follow those people,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. And you read through it and it's just really easy to find new ideas.
Awesome, nice one. Well, thank you very much, Oakley. I think it's been a good insight into how people can actually find good ideas, and I hope this inspires somebody, and I hope that next time you start watching like ONS data, or you can even watch our campaigns and get inspiration. And then next year, don't do it now, but do it next year. You can launch your own campaigns with these ideas. Thank you very much, and have a great life.